UFC Fight Night, Evloev versus Murphy is this weekend. I'll be giving you the best bets and my full card breakdown. Last weekend we went 10 for 14, not bad. Umar Sy kind of fumbled. Asplin, very close fight. Oki didn't perform how I thought he would, but he stuck in there. Tavares was close to getting the job done, but he just didn't get it done. This year's record is 57-33, so that's a 63.3% pick rate. Overall record 546 and 308 losses for a 63.9% pick rate. First fight, Melissa Mullins, Luana Carolina. So Melissa Mullins, she's 2-2 in the UFC. She will chuck some knucks if you are down, but overall she has solid striking, good BJJ, very good wrestling. She strives with her BJJ and her wrestling. Overall, she's pretty solid. She does have some sneaky power. Her fight IQ is pretty solid as well. Overall, I do think she can beat Luana here. Luana, she's 6-4 in the UFC, got dominated by a wrestler in her last fight by Michelle Montague, who just, to be honest, she took over the fight. She took her down every round and just pretty much put it on her. Luana did have some moments in that fight, but overall it wasn't enough to even come close to beating Michelle. Overall, the biggest thing here for Mullins will be the submission threat by Luana. Luana has crazy submissions, and she's always going for one off her back. Biggest part of her game is the submission threat, so as long as Mullins doesn't get caught in a submission, she should win this fight by decision. We got Dair, we got Ravina Oliveira. Overall, this should be a pretty close fight in my opinion. It should kind of be one-sided, but I think it will be close because Ravina, she is very young. She has a lot of room to improve. She is 0-2 in the UFC, but she does have pretty solid striking, pretty technical striking. But her wrestling's okay. It's not too bad, but definitely she could come out here and have improved it massively. Overall, she's very patient, but in my opinion, she's very beatable. Dair, she's making her UFC debut. She is coming off a loss on the Dana White Contender Series where she had an absolute war, got dropped twice, still fought, and I believe she lost 30-27. Her striking is pretty solid. She has some nasty calf kicks. Overall, she's just a dog. She's going to keep coming at you no matter what. Her takedown defense is pretty solid as well. If you are going to beat her, you have to walk her down and overall just brawl with her. You got to chuck the knucks and just, no matter what happens, just got to keep throwing, because if you even let her get some space, I feel like she's just going to use that space to her advantage and keep circling, hit you with a couple jabs, hit you with a nasty leg kick, and overall out point fight you. The pick is Dair by decision. Shamrock and Abdul Karim. Overall, this should be a pretty close fight, but at the same time, I do think Rock will take over. He is 0-1 in the UFC, but he picks his shots very well. Overall, he does look like he needs to improve a lot, but I do think he is solid enough to win here. He has good takedown defense. His favorite thing ever is the rear naked choke. Every fight I have watched or even just looked at, he at least tries the RNC. I think he only has rear naked choke submission wins. I don't think he's ever got anybody else in anything else. But Kareem, he's 0-1 in the UFC. Lots of movement. His striking is pretty solid, but it's okay. It needs some work. Pushes a crazy pace though. He does get a little sloppy. But overall, I just do think he is a step behind overall in his striking, his wrestling, his BJJ. I just don't think he's fully ready for the UFC competition just yet. He can compete with some of these guys. He could stay in the fight. But overall, he's going to be a step behind. The pick is Shamrock by rear naked choke, round 2. Louis Sutherland, we got Brando. So Louis is coming off a loss. He is 0-1 in the UFC. He got faced up against Walter Walker in his UFC debut. This is what he looks like before he entered the UFC. He does look a lot worse. So this is what he looked like in his last fight. Definitely lost a little bit of muscle. I do think he was on steroids before the UFC because there's no way he wasn't. And he gasses hard too. He'll throw hard, and overall just gasses really fast. He has solid striking, good KO power. He has a brawler style, but I do think he did steroids, so I think that will affect his performance here. Brando, he's 1-0 in the UFC. He's a technical power puncher. He has good takedown defense. He has good scrambles. He has good takedowns. Overall, very solid fighter. He's willing to chuck the knocks. Overall, this is going to be a very close fight. It's either Louis gets the knockout or Brando gets the knockout. In my opinion, I think it's going to be Brando by KO in round 1. Matias versus Tricoli. There's not really much here. You got a huge prospect in Matias coming up with crazy power, good submissions. Overall, very, very solid fighter. Then you got a guy like Tricoli, 0-3 in the UFC, been finished every fight, and he just sucks. He's just there to lose. Overall, this fight should be a pretty easy fight for Matias. Overall, I think he will get it done by KO in round 1. Mario Pinto, Felipe Franco. So this fight should be pretty one-sided in my opinion. Felipe Franco is making this on short notice. I believe it's a 2-week short notice. It's between 1 and 3 weeks guaranteed. Making his debut off the Dana White's Contender Series. He had a very heavy wrestling approach. He doesn't really want to strike. If you don't really want to strike with a guy like Mario Pinto, I think he will drag you to the ground. He will oblige and just go to the ground with you and then just ground and pound you out of there. Because if you don't want to strike with him on the feet, he'll go to the ground and strike with you there. Overall, Pinto has shown huge improvements. His wrestling's gotten a lot of better. His BJJ's a lot better, and his striking still is very good with a lot of KO power. Mario Pinto will be the pick here by KO round 1. Daniel Wood and Chieta. So this fight gave me a lot of trouble, to be honest, because Nathaniel Wood is very good, and to be honest, he should win this fight. He's good technically. He's good. He has good wrestling. He's very tough. He will stick in the fight even if he gets dropped. He's going to stick to his jab, and he's going to work off the jab. He's going to go to the body. He's going to go up high. He's going to kick the legs. Overall, he's going to do everything in his power to kind of slowly grind you out of there and win a decision. Chieta, crazy KO power, making his UFC debut. Has overall very good striker. He has some good takedown defense, and overall he will sometimes go for the takedowns. But Chieta is the massive favorite here. I do not think he should be a massive favorite because the guys he was facing weren't the best. If you're going against a guy like Wood, you have to finish him. Jose Delgado, he took his best punches. So I would probably say Delgado had more power just from what his wins were showing, but to be honest, Chieta could even be stronger than Jose Delgado. He should probably go out there and KO him, but my pick will be Nathaniel Wood by decision, just by being a crafty vet. I just don't think Chieta has what it takes to beat a guy like Wood unless he KOs him. He has to KO him. If it goes to decision, it's going to Wood. But if you want to pick Chieta KO, I'm all for it, but I'm going to go with the risky pick here, and I'm going to go with Wood because I feel like he's just going to edge out the win. Mason Jones, Axel Sosa. So Mason Jones is the favorite here. He's 3-2 in the UFC. Overall, he's pretty solid. He has not bad striking, good wrestling, crazy pace, brawls it out. But he can be easily outstruck. I was watching his fight with Oki, and Oki was landing some pretty good shots. He even dropped them at one point. With a guy like Axel Sosa is going to go to the body. He's going to go to the legs. He's going to go up high. Overall, he might even mix in some takedowns, which Jones will probably defend pretty easily. But overall, I do think Axel Sosa will grind out Mason Jones here. And I do think he's the younger guy. I feel like he has more fire in him to go out there and win. My pick will be Axel Sosa by decision. If you are going with Jones, I can't complain on that or anything like that because he is the favorite and he is the UFC vet, you could call him. But overall, I think Axel will be able to get it done just due to being younger and overall being a little bit better overall. I think his striking's way better than Jones, and I do think he's just going to kind of pick him apart for 3 rounds. Axel Sosa by decision is the pick. Curtis Campbell and Danny Silva. Curtis Campbell, it's going to be pretty simple here. He does it every fight. He might even strike Silva for a little bit, but overall, he's going to look to get you to the ground and then just ground and pound you out of there, get the sub. He does have some good KO power, and he does like to use it on the ground. Overall, he just wants to get that takedown. He might even go for a sub if he can't ground and pound you out of there. But overall, he should win this fight pretty easily. I do have him winning by KO round 2 because Danny Silva is very tough. He has some good striking, but he is easily outstruck at times. He doesn't have too bad of takedown defense, but I do think Curtis will show him that he can be taken down pretty easily by a good young prospect. Silva does have some good time takedowns. His takedowns can be perfectly timed and just boom, he'll sit you right down on the canvas, make you try to get up, and he'll just keep you there. But in my opinion, he's very beatable on the feet, and I think Campbell will show him that Silva, he needs some more improvement, and he's got to go back to the drawing board. I'm going to go with Campbell round 2 KO. We got Roman, we got CLD. Roman's overrated as hell. In my opinion, he shouldn't even be 9-4 in the UFC. They gave him very favorable matchups, and overall, he does have some good striking, very overrated resume. His chin is open a lot. He was getting tagged by Marvin Vettori. It wasn't doing much because it's Marvin Vettori, but still, with a guy like CLD, he's going to knock you out there. CLD is a very tactical striker, good wrestling, good defense. Overall, very solid fighter, very talented prospect in my opinion, coming off back-to-back KO wins. He's going to make it back-to-back-to-back KO wins when he knocks out Roman Dolidze in round 2. We got Iowa, we got Austin Lane. To be honest, this is very, very straightforward. Austin Lane sucks. 1-4 in the UFC. He's been finished 4 times in all 4 losses. He has 3 KO losses, 1 submission loss, which was his recent loss against Vitor Petrino. His striking is okay, but he does have a little bit of power. But overall, it's his wrestling. It's his wrestling that he sticks to, and he just loves to wrestle. But a guy like Iowa, he's gonna go out there. He's gonna start brawling. He's gonna come right at you. He's gonna go out there, walk Lane down, hit him with a solid right, and he's gonna knock him out. Iowa was the pick to knock him out in round 1. Don't be surprised if Lane's sleeping within the first 30 seconds to a minute of the fight. We got MVP. We got Sam Patterson. MVP is the pick here. I think MVP is way better. His movement's way better. His striking's way better. His takedown defense is good. He has good submission defense. He dodges the takedowns very well. Sam Patterson has solid takedowns, solid striking, but overall, he did finish Trey Waters in his last fight. He's the first to finish him, but I just don't think Patterson is that good. I think he's being rushed here, and I do think he might even get knocked out. I've been a huge Sam Patterson hater, low key, even though he's won me a couple of bucks here and there. But here's the thing: his chin is so wide open that he's bound to get knocked out. I've been praying on him to get knocked out. I was hoping it was going to be Trey Waters to get that knockout because the line on that was crazy. But overall, Sam Patterson should be able to compete with MVP a little bit in the first round, but after the first round, MVP will take over. We got Luke Riley, we got Michael Oswald. Luke Riley, 1-0 in the UFC, takedown defense, needs a little bit of work, but overall he will get up from the takedowns. He has good striking, he has solid power. He has that fire in him to where he can be down 2 rounds. He'll get up in the 3rd round, and he's going to go look for that KO, and usually he gets that KO. Michael Oswald, he's very solid, very good prospect, in my opinion. I don't even know if you would call him a prospect, but I'm going to call him a prospect. He's 1-1 in the UFC. He is willing to brawl it out. I think he is pretty solid. He has good striking, good takedown defense, good takedowns. Overall, very solid. I do think, though, he is pretty beatable here for Luke Riley, but I do think Oswald's chin will hold up against the power that Riley has. Overall, should be a pretty good fight, to be honest. Could go to the 2nd, 3rd round because Oswald is pretty tough, but I'm going to go with Luke Riley by KO in round 2, or I'll go round 2. Even round 3 is still solid because I do think this fight will go later, and I do think Oswald might be winning the fight, and then Luke Riley comes up, hits him right on the chin, knocks him out. We got Musfar, we got Lerone. So this fight should be pretty simple. Like Lerone, has good striking. His takedown defense is pretty solid, but a guy like Musfar, he has explosive striking. He has good striking. He's not really a master of anything. He has really high level wrestling, but at the same time too, it's nothing crazy dominant like, for example, an Arman Sarukian, where you know he's gonna out wrestle the guys even if he is on bottom at some points. With Arman, he out grappled Charles. His wrestling was a little bit better, and no one really can compete with him unless it's like in Islam. Musfar, he went with Sterling, but here's the thing: there wasn't much finishing or any sub attempts, or there's not really much finishing power there. He doesn't really have much KO power, but he can pack a punch. He will do a little bit of damage to you, but overall the pick will be Musfar by decision. There is no way Musfar gets a finish. If he gets a finish, man, that's crazy. He has 9 wins in the UFC, and every single fight has gone the distance. Even if it's some lower level guy who shouldn't even be in the UFC, he's gone the distance with him. If you think you're going to finish a guy like Lerone Murphy, who is very dangerous on the feet because he is a technical striker, he's looking to counter you, but he does have 6 decision, 3 KOs, but at the same time, he does pack some punch. Lerone Murphy has to go out there and knock out Musfar if he is going to win, but Musfar will be the pick by decision. Parlays last week, my lock of the week, you could say, was Jillian and Delgado at plus 101. It was minus 117 at the time I made the video. Overall, Jillian went out there, did her thing. Knew she was going to do that. Scary first round, though. Delgado, bro, I don't know how he didn't finish Philly. Philly's got to be on some steroids or something. I don't know what he's been eating, man. But he's got a chin now. Like, it's crazy to see, but Philly definitely has a bright future, unlike before where I thought he wasn't really going to be in the UFC for long and he was going to retire. My parlay this week, aka the lock of the week, is fight to go the distance for Murphy versus Musfar, and we're going to go MVP money line at plus 112. If you are going to play this, I'd put it in as soon as possible so the lines don't change too much. Adesanya versus Piper is next weekend. I will be breaking down all the picks next weekend. The video should be out about Wednesday, I believe.